Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. With me, we have Jennifer Kirby, who is the director for the USO Oklahoma. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good, Carol. How are you doing today?
Good. It's so nice to see you in your office. I miss seeing all of those patriotic posters everywhere. And thanks for sharing, letting us into your space a little bit. Um, I'm really familiar with the USO, having worked with you for a long time, but a lot of people who are watching this may not realize how big a footprint the USO has in Oklahoma. Can you just share a little bit about the USO and your role and who you serve?
Sure, absolutely. So the USO was founded at the beginning of World War II to support our men and women going to defend our country. It was based off of a congressional charter, and for over 80 years, our mission has remained the same of strengthening our nation's military by keeping them connected to family, home, and country. So, in the state of Oklahoma, we execute that mission across all 5 installations here, including the National Guard. We have a 7,000 square foot facility on Fort Sill. That's where our USO Center is. We also offer our USO Pathfinder program, which assists transitioning service members and active duty spouses with a successful plan for transition. We use remote programming where we go all over the state of Oklahoma, Altus Air Force Base, Vance Air Force Base, Tinker. We've served the Guard out at Camp Chaffee, and we just bring USO goodness to those locations all over the great state of Oklahoma. We have a third footprint in the Oklahoma City Federal Building as part of the Military Entrance Processing Station. The acronym is the MEPS. And that is where the newest of our service members take the oath for all 5 branches. So what we do for them there is we've got 2 great rooms, one where families can relax while they wait to see their loved one join, and then also a space for the applicants just to relax, grab a snack before they take the oath and as they go through testing. So we basically serve all ranks, all branches of the military in the state of Oklahoma. In 2019, that equated to just roughly about 65,000 times we served someone in the military or dependent in the state of Oklahoma.
Now, how big is your staff?
So we have a staff of 6, a paid staff of 6. And then for volunteers, we have about 50 volunteers right now on the roster. We've had upwards of 100, just depending on the climate, but we heavily rely on volunteers. They are the backbone of our organization, and they love to execute our mission with us.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about your programs? You did a great job covering what you do at the MAPS location, but tell us what happens at the USO Center.
Sure. So at the USO Center, we are open 7 days a week. And we offer typical amenities that USO is known for. We have all the gaming systems and free Wi-Fi. We have free computer usage. We offer a free weekly lunch every Wednesday, and every Saturday we offer a free weekly brunch. Also within the center, we execute holiday programming. One of our most popular programs is Pictures with Santa every year. And we also do a lot of spouse connectivity programming. So typically once a month, we'll invite military spouses together through a program called Coffee Connections. And that just allows them to get out of their homes. Maybe they might be new to the military or to Fort Sill, and they can get to know each other over a DIY craft and a cup of coffee. We do that at Fort Sill, but we've also executed that program at Tinker Air Force Base as well as Altus Air Force Base, and we've done it with the National Guard. So that's a great program that we can execute outside of the walls of the center. Also, at the center and kind of outside the walls, we support all troop movement. And that is something that is very critical and something we're known for because, again, going back to our mission of keeping our service members connected to family, home, and country as they prepare to deploy or come home, we want to be a facilitator of connection back to those that they love. So we offer our USO deployment kits as they leave, and when they come home, we will be part of the ceremonies and also help with welcoming home single soldiers to the barracks rooms by putting supplies that they might need in their barracks whenever they come home.
I think a lot of people don't realize that when soldiers return from a deployment, they often don't have access to just basic need type items for the first 48 hours because, they come in at 2 a.m, things aren't open, and it takes a while for them to go and get those things. So I think it's great that the USO supports them in that way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's sometimes when and I shouldn't say sometimes, often, when our troops come home, it's not during your normal working hours because the military is on the clock 24/7. And so we've been at welcome home ceremonies at 2 o'clock in the morning. And whenever they come home, the PX isn't open. They just can't run out and get whatever they need. And they might have had a toothbrush in the sand for the last 9 months. And so it's something small, but something that goes a long way to their personal comfort upon their return home.
So while a service member is active duty, you do a great job of making sure they feel connected and that they have a support system here while they're away from their family. But you also have some great programs to help transitioning service members. Can you talk to us a little bit too?
Absolutely. So the USO Pathfinder program is our program that assists transitioning service members with connections to resources, not only locally, but nationwide, that will assist them with a successful transition. So our Pathfinder site is managed by Trina Pleasance, and she and her team will meet individually, one-on-one, with the transitioning service member and get to know them, get to know their situation, make it personalized. They might need help with going back to school. They might need help with navigating the VA system and what's my first step in applying for my claim. They might need help with employment. Usually that is 90% of what they need help with. But Trina and the Pathfinder team has a great network of both employers, community resources, both on the military side and civilian, to connect those now veterans with a successful transition plan. We also offer workshops as part of that. That's something that is very unique to Pathfinder, where we will bring in employers that can coach our veterans on what is it like to have an interview in the civilian world. It's very different than going before a promotion board in the military world. So and all of these services are free. In 2019, we had over 500 clients here at Fort Sill who we assisted through the Pathfinder program. The other exciting thing about Pathfinder is that, unlike the DoD, we will continue to serve and assist a transitioning service member 12 months past the time that they actually leave the service. So whether it's their ETS date or their retirement date, if they get out and it's past their retirement ceremony and they think, oh, I'm ready to really buckle down now and work on my resume and work on my skill set for attaining a job, we will continue to see them 12 months past that date.
You mentioned that volunteers are the backbone of the USO, and knowing quite a few of your volunteers, I would agree that they are a force to be reckoned with. How do you work to keep them engaged, especially with COVID-19 really making things a little more challenging for us to serve?
So we've actually had some success in inviting them to volunteer from home. Just this week, we rolled out a reading story time that will be led by a volunteer at home. This is a popular thing to do right now. When we had a unit come home about 3 weeks ago from a deployment, we reached out to our volunteers and asked them help us welcome them home virtually. And so we had several volunteers on their own time in their own space make welcome home posters. And while we couldn't be at the ceremony, those volunteers posted on Facebook their picture with their welcome home poster for that unit. And that just went a long way, because in these times right now, everyone turns to social media and to their screen for that connection. Last week was also National Volunteer Appreciation Week. And so we were able to connect with our volunteers and learn what they've been up to, but then also connect them with each other so that they maintain that sense of community. There are some other programs that volunteers can do just as a solo right now. We call them doorstop drop programs to our military, where they can assist with maybe assembling something at home that we later just drop off at a unit. So there are multiple ways that we have been using volunteers.
That's really neat. I actually saw that unit welcomed home and thought that was a great way to get everybody to participate, because if you've been through a deployment, that's one of the things you look forward to is that welcome home ceremony. And, you know, that's challenging in these times when we're social distancing. So I give you guys a lot of props for finding a way around that and still offering that pretty special experience for folks coming home.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Jennifer, I know that you and I have talked a lot about some of your upcoming events, and I know they're not ready for prime time, but do you want to tell everybody just a smidge about what you've got on the calendar for later this year?
Absolutely. So we are in the process planning a event in Oklahoma City this August that will provide an opportunity for our wounded, ill, and injured warriors to have a day of physical activities and camaraderie with a opportunity for the public to be a part of this as well. And given the current situation, we are still leaning forward to this event that is called USO Warrior Week. And so I would just put that teaser out there that more information will be forthcoming as the plans are solidified.
Oh, excellent. Absolutely appropriate because of the uncertainty of what's going on currently. We don't want to put out information that could change. So appreciate you taking the time today to give us a little bit of information about the USO. And if people want to find out more about you, perhaps volunteer, maybe donate, where could they go?
All right, so they can go to our website, which is oklahoma.uso.org. You may also visit our Facebook page, which is USO Oklahoma, and our Twitter account is also USO Oklahoma. If you would like to speak with me personally about a donation in honor of someone, or your business would like to put your community dollars towards supporting the military, please reach out to me. My email is jkirby, Kirby, @uso.org. And we are actively at work and would appreciate any support.
Well, thank you, Jennifer, for joining us for our community spotlight. It is our privilege and honor to highlight the work that you and your team do every day to take care of our service members.
Thank you, Carol. It's been an honor, and I really appreciate the Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation and your highlight of kindness that's going on in our state, and just being a great avenue of bringing folks together.
Thanks so much. And thank you all for joining us. Till next Monday. Bye.